It's the RGV-T 2000. The Kenny Roberts Jr. World Champion Edition. I've built this bike personally a couple times, and now I've had a friend who's seen it and wants me to build it for him. I realize I don't have any videos up on my channel yet of me building anything. I'm still trying to figure out how to go about doing that, where you guys can actually have a good view of it. And as you can tell, I'm not the world's greatest speaker, so just have to go from there. So let's just get straight into this. I've already taken all the packaging off, and just figure we'll show you the parts, trees that are in there. So just move that up out of the road, and we'll start with the tires, the tanks, the fairings. See the rotors. The top of the triple trees are on here, and once again, just have a quick look across here. You know, as with Tamiya kits, I mean, even this is like a 16-year-old kit. To me, it hasn't changed in all the years to a brand new bike to 16 years ago as far as their quality is concerned. I think actually that's a lie. Their quality has gotten better as far as giving you better detail on rivets, nuts and bolts, and so on and so forth. But as you can see here, I mean, like I say, once again, 16-year-old kit, phenomenal. It's going to be another nice, I call them easy builds, because I've, you know, built so many of these things. For instance, I'll bring this bike down again. I mean, you guys have seen it. It's actually my icon that I use, and this is the Team Repsol Honda. This is absolutely my favorite bike. That's why I use it for my screensaver. But you know, this one came molded in white as well. So anyway, let's just move on. That one's actually survived a couple moves and a couple crashes off the shelf, so I'm surprised that it's still alive. So put that tree off to the side, and then we have our rear swing arm and the main frame, front main frame, and we have our forks on here, as well as the rear damper and windshield pieces here hold the windshield up and in, and then another part of the triple tree. I just got a new camera too, guys, so I'm hoping that you know, this shows up fairly well for you. So these quick kit reviews, I'm kind of going pretty quick. I'm just trying to show you guys what's in the box. That's about it. I don't know how much more I can say on a Tamiya kit, other than, you know, I absolutely love putting these bikes together, and I mean, I recommend them to anybody, even if it's, you know, it's you just past your beginner to intermediate stage. As you can see here, you know, you got that nice detail on the rotors themselves. Body, I haven't taken out of the bag, and I don't normally take them out of the bag until I'm ready to use it. There is a definite flash line down, and it's going to have to be sanded and trimmed and so on and so forth, as with all their one-piece cowlings. Definitely put together really well, though. And what I think one of my favorite parts about the cowlings is that the way they put that part sprue in there to hold on to it. It's great for airbrushing. So sorry, let's put that into shot. That sprue that's right here that holds it is great for holding on to. And a shot of some more fairings. Once again, very little flash. It's going to have to be some sanding points here and here, and then I'll call them the air intakes, but I'm not sure the proper terminology for that at this time, sorry. And the fuel cap, and then the rear of the fuel tank. And the infamous parts bag of goodies of screws, the springs, the iconic red Tamiya screwdriver, and the tires. You know, see the tires through that bag, but the tires are already smooth, so you just scuff them up with a little bit of sandpaper and they come up to like an actual racing feel, racing tire. This kit actually comes with some screen mesh. What I like about this mesh is I don't actually use it in the model. It shows on this model that the air intake boxes are made out of carbon fiber, and I will actually use this screen to make the carbon fiber pattern when I airbrush it. So we'll see how it goes. I might actually throw up a build of this bike because like I say, I am building it for a friend, and it would be my second build video. I did the Enzo Ferrari as a beginner lesson on how to put together model kits and some of the things you might use. I've been modeling myself for quite a few years, and like I say, I've watched quite a few videos of, I won't, you know, I'll call them the pros, the gurus, you know, Genesis Models and International Scale Modeler. I really enjoy following those guys. Definitely give you some good tips and tricks, so if you guys haven't heard of them, maybe check them out. It's Genesis Models and International Scale Modeler. Here's a bag with the windshield in it. Once again, I will leave it in the bag until I'm ready for it, and then I'll polish it up. And here's the last tree. And the last tree has pretty much all the goodies on it: the exhaust, the handlebars, the carburetors, the wheels, the radiator, the chain and sprocket, the rest of the triple tree, carburetor tops, and also the coolant pipe, and so on. So should be, like I say, another one of those great builds. I love building Tamiya bikes, and like I've said, sorry I'm kind of rambling and stuttering on here. I'm just trying to think of exactly what I want to do with this bike. I know I need to build it for a friend, but I'm also trying to figure out how to build it as a YouTube video. So like I say, I watched enough of them. I should be able to do it, but we'll see how that goes. And we have the decal sets. Just open that up. Just kind of zoom in here a little bit. Not a big fan of how they sealed this bag. It actually heat shrunk the tops of it. But on that blue scheme, these decals just come to life. They just pop. And the actual camera view of this actually does not even come close to showing you how neon yellow these decals are. They're not very thick. As long as you're using your microsol and microset when you're applying these decals, they do go down very nicely. And then the other option, obviously, is for Kenny. I have this second set, sorry, and it has his number ones and all the other goodies that go on it. As well as these decals here, it's actually, camera's not picking it up super well. These decals here to give you that carbon fiber look around the end of the mufflers themselves. I have put them on in the past, but I've learned a better way to go about doing them by actually just airbrushing it on. And you also have the Goodyear, if you can see through there, probably just a touch, Goodyear decal that goes on the tires on each side. And get on into the instructions themselves. In normal Tamiya fashion, have your paint callouts here, recommended tools to be used. So you have your Tamiya cement, your side cutters, your modeling knife, your tweezers and scissors. Scissors, if you're going to use scissors just for decals. I prefer to cut mine out with an X-Acto knife, a little better control than using the scissors. Kind of zoom in here just a touch, give you a better look. Themselves. So as you can see, they're all laid out really well. Tells you your decal placements, your paint callouts, so on and so forth. Very informative instructions. Here it's for the vinyl tubing that you get with it, and these are actual tube size. So you hold up your tubing to it and you cut it exact size. And there's two different sizes. You got 45 mil and 40 mil, and you just hold up that tubing to it and cut it out. It's perfect. So you have a long piece of tubing here, as well as another long piece of tubing attaching the air box, and then you come down to the raid and then attaching the rad, sorry, and attaching the engine, and then we flash into attaching the radiator pipes, then the exhaust chambers, then how to actually attach the exhaust. And it goes into the seat cowlings, attaching the handlebars, front wheels, the front fenders, doing up your front fork with your handlebars and the brake and clutch handles already attached. And then your final step is you're attaching your tubing and everything. Now remember I was saying about the screens, the screen is right here and you cut the screen to size. It still leaves you with a ton of screen left over. I may actually use the screen in this model. It doesn't need to be that big, just as long as I cut it to fit around these holes here, then it should be perfect for me. And of course, with all Tamiya instructions on their bikes, and most of Tamiya models in general, give you that great write-up on the bike itself. Want to learn about the motorcycle and what it was all about, it gives you that as well. And then the last sheet that's in the box is decal callouts. So as I will say, as always, Tamiya has excellent callouts. All their numbers, letters, exactly show you exactly where they go on the bike. And demo machine, which would be the Kenny Roberts, shows you how to attach all of his numbers. And then of course number 9 would be Nobatsu Aiki. He's a Japanese rider, sort of Chinese or Japanese, I'm sorry, I don't recall right at the moment. I could read about it and tell you that, but then that would take all the fun out of you guys actually doing it. So, and then you have your painting and decaling, you know, to teach you how to do it. It actually really is good, well laid out by Tamiya as far as their explanations are concerned. and especially how to apply the tire decals. I might give a little over and above on the tire decals. I would dampen them, and it tells you to wipe the tires with a damp cloth and then remove the adhesive and then push it against it. But what I would do is actually treat it like a actual decal and lay it down like that. It actually seems to stick a heck of a lot better. But anyway, thanks for joining me on another review. This one obviously being the Suzuki RGV-T from the year 2000, the Telefonica Movistar edition. Kenny Rogers was the main rider. So yeah, another well recommended kit. And like I say, I will build this one, and I don't know whether I'm going to build it as a slideshow or build it take video of me actually building it. But either way, I will get this one up eventually to show some of my modeling skill, I guess, if you will. Just to even not so much show my modeling skill, but to show you guys how to get it done. So thanks.